The gigglers. Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome everybody to morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. As most of you know, today, Wednesday, usually Rupanuga Prabhu speaks. However, Mother Giant just went through surgery, and he'll be with her, recovering, taking care of her. So we all pray to Radha Kalashanaji for Mother Giant surgery, her recovery, and Rupanuga Prabhu. It'd be very, very nice. We did have another speaker scheduled. Anyways, I wasn't prepared for this class, so what we'll do is we'll just go through it together. We'll do it as a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay? So we're starting a new chapter. It's in Canto 2, Chapter 8, verses 1 through 6, and we'll focus on text number 5. My voice is a little not so good. I'll try doing Jai Radha Madhava, but please forgive me if it's a little hoarse. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Kalashanji Radha Kalashanji Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Radhe. Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radhamadhava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Praminde, Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devyam Saraswatim Vivasyam Tato Jaya Hridirayat Nascha Prayasha Abreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasoke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Can we go back to 4 and read the translation, please? Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. 18. By regular attendance in his classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Migantimarandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshuranmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Okay, starting with chapter 8, questions by King Pariksit. Text 1, if somebody would please read the translation. I'll start. Oh, there we go. Microphone.
King Pariksit inquired from Sukadev Goswami, how did Narada Muni, whose hearers are as fortunate as those instructed by Lord Brahma, explain the transcendental qualities of the Lord, who is without material qualities, and before whom did he speak.
The king said, I wish to know narrations concerning the Lord, who possesses wonderful potencies, are certainly auspicious for living beings in all planets.
O greatly fortunate Sukadev Goswami, please continue narrating Srimad Bhagavatam so that I can place my mind upon the Supreme Soul, Lord Krishna, and be completely freed from material qualities, thus relinquish this body.
Persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, manifested in their hearts within a short time.
The sound incarnation of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Soul, i.e. Srimad Bhagavatam, enters into the heart of a self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanses the dust of all material association, such as lust, anger, and hankering. Thus it acts like autumnal rains upon pools of muddy water.
A pure devotee of the Lord, whose heart has once been cleansed by the process of devotional service, never relinquishes the lotus feet of the Lord, for they fully satisfy him, as a traveler is satisfied at home after a troubled journey.
We just came from Houston yesterday, 3.5 hour drive, and it was a relief to be home. No, just a 6. We'll do 5. So, just reading number 1 again. King Parikshit inquired from Sukadev Goswami, how did Narada Muni, whose hairs are as fortunate as those instructed by Lord Brahma, explain the transcendental qualities of the Lord, who is without material qualities, and before whom did he speak? Okay. Text 5, please. Got it? Pravishta karna randirine pravishta karna radinrene na pravishta karna randrena svanam bhava sauroroham Svanam bhava sauroroham Dunyanti samalam Krishnaha Dunyanti samalam Krishna Salilasya yatyasarat Salilasya yatasarat. One more. Salilasya yatasarat. Pravishta karna ranandrena Svanam bhava saroram Dunyoti samalam Krishna Salilasya yatasarat. Please. Pravishta karna sandena Svanam bhava saroham Dunyati smalam Krishna Salilasya yatasarat. Pravista karna randrena Svanam bhava saroham Doneti Smadaram Krishna Sadidasya Yata Sarat Pravista Karnarandrena Svanam Bhava Saruraham Donati Smalamam Krishna Sadesha Yata Sarat Pravista Karnarandrena Svanam Bhava Saruraham Donoti Samalaram Krishna Salidasya Yata Sarat Pravista Karnarandrena Svanam Bhava Saroruham Doniti Smalaham Krishna Okay, translation, if we could read this all together at the same time. Let's go through it. Whoa, excuse me, word for word. I apologize. Pravishya, thus being entered, karna rendrena, through the holes of the ears, fanam, according to one's liberated position, bhava, constitutional relationship, sararuham, the lotus flower, dunoti, cleanses, samalam, material qualities like lust, anger, avarice, and hankering, Krishna, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Salidasya, of the reservoir of water, Yata, as it were, Sarat, the autumn season. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
The sound incarnation of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Soul, i.e. Srimad Bhagavatam, enters into the heart of a self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanses the dust of material association, such as lust, anger, and hankering. Thus it acts like autumnal rains upon pools of muddy water.
Can you go up a little bit, Trista? Curious. Sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship. Does anybody have any idea what this means? Sits on the loving relationship of any ideas? Really baffled when I read it. Yes.
Maybe when people say that there's like a relationship, like a relationship blossoms or a relationship blooms, maybe it's like that type of thing, where like the flower is the relationship. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking.
Blooming relationship.
Hare Krishna.
Like that.
So, I'm not exactly sure, but I did hear that there actually is a lotus flower seat in our hearts, and it's covered by the dust. And so, when we chant Hare Krishna or associate with Srimad Bhagavatam, then the Lord actually comes personally to clean the dust off of this lotus flower asan. And so, the more that we can do these activities, the cleaner his asan is, and he wants to sit there on his lotus flower, loving relationship. And so, I guess that service is love, and so he's serving like us by cleaning that lotus flower, and we're serving him, we're worshiping him and chanting his glorious holy names.
Jai. So Srimad Bhagavatam being no different than Krishna, it also sits on our heart, just like Krishna. Wow. Very nice. Would somebody like to read the first paragraph of the purport, please?
It is said that a single pure devotee of the Lord can deliver all the fallen souls of the world Thus one who is actually in the confidence of a pure devotee like Narada or Shukadeva Goswami, and thus is empowered by one spiritual master, as Narada was by Brahmaji, can not only deliver himself from the clutches of Maya or illusion, but can deliver the whole world by his pure and empowered devotional strength. The comparison to the autumnal rain that falls on muddy reservoirs of water is very appropriate. During the rainy season, all the waters of the rivers become muddy, but in the month of July, August, the autumn season, where there is a slight rainfall, the muddy waters of the rivers all over the world become at once clear. By addition of some chemical, a small reservoir of water like that of a metropolitan waterworks tank can be cleared. But by such a tiny effort, it is not possible to clear up all the reservoirs of water like the rivers. A powerful, pure devotee of the Lord, however, can deliver not only his personal self, but also many others in his association.
In other words, the cleansing of the polluted heart by other methods, like cultural, empiric knowledge, or mystic gymnastics, can simply cleanse one's own heart. But devotional service to the Lord is so powerful that it can cleanse the hearts of the people in general by the devotional service of the pure and empowered devotee. A true representative of the Lord like Narada, Shukadeva Goswami, Lord Chaitanya, the six Goswamis, and later Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, etc., can deliver all people by their empowered devotional service.
By sincere efforts to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, one realizes his constitutional relationship with the Lord in the transcendental humor of servitude, friendship, parental affection, or conjugal love. And by such self-realization, one becomes situated at once in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Not only were all the pure devotees like Narada self-realized souls, but they were engaged in teaching work automatically by spiritual impetus, and thus they delivered many poor souls entangled in the material modes. They became so powerful because they sincerely followed the Bhagavatam principles by regular hearing and worshipping. By such actions, the accumulated material lusts, etc., become cleansed by the personal endeavor of the Lord within the heart. The Lord is always within the heart of the living being, but he becomes manifested by one's devotional service.
Purification of the heart by culture of knowledge or mystic yoga may be all right for the time being for an individual person, but it is like the cleansing of a small quantity of stagnant water by chemical processes. Such clarification of water may stand for the time being, and the sediments settle down, but by a slight agitation, everything becomes muddy. The idea is that devotional service to the Lord is the only method of cleansing the heart for good. Whereas other methods may be superficially good for the time being, there is a risk of becoming muddy again due to the agitation of the mind. Devotional service to the Lord with specific attention for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and always is the best recommended method for liberation from the clutches of illusion.
Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. So in the first paragraph, we have this example of the muddy waters, right? And Jahari, before this, even spoke about the cleansing of the heart. So the pure devotee is like the chemical, right, of adding the muddy water. He cleanses that water so that it can be used properly. In the second paragraph, it mentions the pure devotee is Krishna is in the heart, and because of the cleansed heart, Krishna is so present that even by just being around that person, you're getting association with Krishna. That the pure devotee and Krishna are non-different. I remember hearing early in my, when I was a bhakta, that that as a pure devotee, if somebody opens the door for them, then that person is doing devotional service and they get purification. So it really is showing how strong devotional service is. It not only cleanses the person's heart, and we have a loving we gain that loving devotional service for Krishna, but anybody who comes contact with the pure devotee starts doing devotional service. It's really quite amazing, right? We hear about Srila Prabhupada's life and the people that Sally brought Krishna or Srila Prabhupada in and housed him. And if you read the books of Leelamrita or your Ever Well Wisher, you can see how much she, just by her association, she appreciated Krishna. Really not that much of a propensity to take up devotional service, but her appreciation for Srila Prabhupada was just so much. Like, I mean, when you read it, you hear her words. Like, remember, she's like, talking about that he was so easy to take care of because she never felt like she had to serve Srila Prabhupada. Or that she felt like she had to entertain him because Srila Prabhupada would just be chanting, And so Srila Prabhupada was giving so many opportunities to people to do devotional service because of his purity. It's quite amazing. So in the third paragraph, Srila Prabhupada mentions the sincere effort to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And I was looking, the translation before in text 4 says, persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly are always taking the matter very seriously. That will have the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, manifested in their hearts within a short time. So my question to you guys is, what does it mean by taking up Srimad Bhagavatam seriously? Does it mean being like, what does taking up Srimad Bhagavatam very seriously mean?
Regularly reading Srimad Bhagavatam?
Regularly hearing it? Regularly reading it? Drissa?
I'd say applying it in your life, and even if it's harder, even if you didn't like something that you read and stuff like that, you apply it to your life. That's how you seriously take instruction from Bhagavatam.
Yeah, we use Srimad Bhagavatam as a guru almost, Like, what is it teaching us? How is it telling to, how is it applying in my life? Anybody else have examples about how to take Srimad Bhagavatam seriously? Hear it daily? Yes. These translations give a lot of similar vibe to Canto 1, Chapter 2, right? About the importance of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Prabhu.
I just also would like to read this verse recited before Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hirdis Anantas Dohya Bhadrani Vidhanoti Sehirtsatam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramama super soul in everyone's heart and a benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Srimad Bhagavatam 1:217. So, also, just by having the urge to hear the message, we're cleansed. So it's so powerful that not only just reading, but just wanting to read and increasing that desire.
Raise your hand if you're eager to get to Srimad Bhagavatam class each morning. Wow, look at this. Some serious students. How about Sarvanam Kirtanam? So hearing and chanting. So we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and what if we listen to it in a way that we want to repeat it? We want to teach it. A very, very serious way to take something in your heart and really remember it is reading it in a way that you're going to teach others. It will give you a seriously different perspective on anything that you study. So not just hearing, but chanting? How can I, is there a time, maybe there'll be a time today that I can tell somebody about Srimad, what I heard in Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, it should be natural, right? We don't just like start running up to people and like, guess what I heard? Well, maybe you have friendships like that. That's maybe you have some friendships like that. But the point is that if you read in such a way that you're thinking about how I can teach this, then Krishna will actually provide those opportunities in your life where you can share Srimad Bhagavatam with others. Very strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paragraph 5. Can we read 5 all over again, please? If you wouldn't mind. Chapter 5 one more time. I got... excuse me, yes, let's just read all of chapter 5 again. My bad, text 5. Text 5, paragraph 5. The last paragraph, please.
Purification of the heart by culture of knowledge or mystic yoga might be all right for the time being for an individual person, but it is like the cleansing of a small quantity of stagnant water by chemical process. Such clarification of water may stand for the time being and the sediments settle down, but by a slight agitation everything becomes muddy. The idea is that devotional service to the Lord is the only method of cleansing the heart for good, whereas other methods may be superficially good for the time being. There is a risk of becoming muddy again due to agitation of the mind. Devotional service to the Lord with a specific attention for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and always is the best recommended method for liberation from the clutches of illusion.
Chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says that anybody who's, my devotees have no duty. I'm paraphrasing. And it seems kind of interesting because Krishna says in the first 2 chapters, he's like, Arjuna, you must do your duty. You must do your duty. You're a Kshatriya, do your duty. And Krishna says, for my pure devotee, there is no duty. So, we become a pure devotee. We understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, we don't have to read it anymore, right? No. For the pure devotee, they want to read. They're anxious to read Srimad Bhagavatam. And so they continually do the activities of sadhana. It's not that we get to a certain point, we feel like we've established our relationship with Krishna, there's some love, therefore we don't have to chant our Hare Krishna, or we don't have to read Srimad Bhagavatam. These are only for people that are, these activities are only for people that aren't pure. No, the pure devotee is doing these activities because they're a big part of their relationship with Krishna, and how they're continuing to grow that relationship with Krishna. So we don't quit reading Srimad Bhagavatam. We can continue to read it, and we continue to chant our rounds. We continue to come see Krishna at the temple, and so many different activities. Any other thoughts in this last paragraph or any parts? Questions? Drista.
I thought it was interesting. One of the points in the paragraph was talking a lot about empowerment and how the Bhagavatam empowers devotees. It was talking about how the different people in the disciplic succession, and then it was saying Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, they could liberate all the people. I had heard before, it was just like another quote that, like Lord Chaitanya could have liberated everyone if he wanted to. And even Bhaktivinoda Thakur could have liberated the whole world if he wanted to. It's just that they're leaving some work for us to do.
I got a question for you. If they could have, then would that have taken the free will of people up? So, if people didn't want to be delivered.
I think the main point was that they were so empowered that it wasn't like they were limited, and it wasn't like, oh, they were only able to make 20,000 devotees. No, they were so empowered by Krishna they could make any number of devotees.
They're so attractive. The pure devotee is so attractive, and Krishna is so attractive that even if you don't want to, you probably have to. I say if he shows himself, you probably be like, I don't want to. Like this. You're trying to cover your eyes from the beauty of Krishna. You just can't help it. Very nice. The devotees of the Lord can't help but love Krishna. They can never give him up. So through all the processes and all the sadhana, all the things that we do, they don't become they're not a chore for the devotee. Sometimes we look at our rounds or different activities as a chore. That's okay, because it's part of the thing. At least having the desire to continue to do it. I've seen a little bit of, I have enough faith that I want to follow this process because I've seen enough to know that, hey, I can see it works, But on a daily basis, sometimes we're struggling and we don't want to do it. But it's okay. Continuing to do it, our hearts becomes more clean. The dust from our heart starts to get cleaned off. Our muddied waters become cleaner. We start desiring even more to hear about Krishna. We start hearing, we start even wanting to read Srimad Bhagavatam by ourselves. Our chanting, our japa, we want to even chant more than 16 rounds. What is it? One of our things in the morning, one of it's, I get to chant, I want to chant, I love to chant. But there's also ones I desire to chant more rounds, more than my 16 rounds. Remember this part? Yeah, right? I desire to chant more than my 16 rounds. And we'll get there. We'll get to a point where it's like, I want to spend 3 hours chanting Hare Krishna. Yes, Jai Hari Prabhu.
Oh, I was just curious. Is that like something that you guys recite at Krishna House?
Yes. So in Krishna House, we have the 10 offenses, then we have the 10 defenses, then we have japa affirmations, then we have one more thing, and then we have Krishna Kirtana. So it's kind of like, so we have the 10 offenses and there's the 10 defenses, and it's kind of like, what is it that we are doing to make our japa more, to make it better, And then like japa affirmations, like I want to chant, I get to chant, I want to chant, I love to chant. I desire to chant more than my 16 rounds. My japa beads are my ticket back home, back to Godhead and stuff. Yeah, it's really nice. If you want, we can show you sometimes some of them. They're pretty cool. They're not pretty cool. They're really cool. They're fun. Yeah.
I would love to see that pretty cool page. Like it reminds me. Is that from Mahatma Prabhu? Yeah. Okay.
Is it from Mahatma Prabhu? Oh, yeah. Really?
It's from. He's got the book, the 21 japa affirmations.
We have a little bit of time here. Would you mind pulling up the 10 defenses, or which one do you think would be most applicable to this? Japa affirmations? Would you mind? Japa affirmations? Will you pull up japa affirmations? We'll do it right here. We have a little bit of time. I wasn't prepared for class. So
my favorite one is that I think it's like the holy names are my greatest treasure.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So we got them right here. We can all say them together. Japa affirmations. Okay. I happily and enthusiastically welcome the holy names every japa session. I get to chant, I want to chant, I love to chant. I easily chant my prescribed numbers of rounds with focus and attention. My beads are my connection with Krishna and my ticket back to Godhead. I treat the Maha Mantra as Radha and Krishna fully present in sound. I fully honor my sacred relationship with the holy names during japa. I turn off my world and turn on Krishna's world when I chant my rounds. I receive in full
feel Krishna's presence, mercy and love,
in His name. I chant in full awareness that the holy name is my greatest treasure. I chant
from my heart, feelingly praying to come closer to Krishna.
I chant to be accepted by Krishna and repair my broken relationship with Him. I chant to please Radha and Krishna, not to gain anything material. I meditate on the meaning of the names as I chant. I organize my life in a way the most important activity of my day. I'm totally dependent on Guru and Krishna to chant quality japa. Can you go back one more? I don't know if the students also have this experience, but some of these do like catch, like I can see like a theme in my life going on. And right now my theme is I turn off my world and turn off Krishna's world when I chant my rounds. I'm really working on this because sometimes I use an excuse to use japa time as thinking about my service. Like, oh, what am I going to do today better in my service and stuff? Oh, it's service. It's not different than Krishna. Nope. I turn off my world and turn on Krishna's world. How can I? Is there any? Do you guys experience this? That some of these catch you? And is there anything that you guys have found in the last week or something? Just or anyways, last month or any theme coming up for you guys?
My favorite one I'd say is I make japa the most important activity of my day, and I find that when I do that. Not only is my japa better, but the whole day kind of just falls into place afterwards. Versus if japa is like at the bottom of my list, everything kind of seems to go astray, and then at the end of the day I still have rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I also had the thought that like Krishna reciprocates, and so if we put Krishna at the top of our list, then He's going to reciprocate with that. And if we also put Him as the least important thing of our day, how can we really expect to be at the top of His list?
I've noticed if I don't get my japa done early, that Maya just kicks my butt all day, and therefore it becomes even harder and harder and harder to chant Hare Krishna all day because Maya's just like bombarding me. Any ones that are attractive to you guys that you've been applying in your life?
I like the one where it says, I chant from my heart, feelingly praying to come closer to Krishna. I like the word like, feelingly. Like,
feelingly.
It reminds me to like put emotion into my japa. Like not just I'm chanting my rounds to finish my rounds. I'm chanting my rounds because it'll make me more productive. I'm chanting my rounds. Like I'm chanting my rounds like with emotion, with feeling, with heart. That's like important.
I was just feeling very inspired hearing you guys talk about these things, and that, we're working on our japa. And then I was thinking at the same time, you guys, hearing you guys, Sumit, do you have something? You want? No, go ahead first. Go ahead.
My favorite one is on the next slide about how Guru and Krishna give me quality japa. I'm very grateful to my Guru.
Jai. So what I was saying is that it's very inspiring to hear that that these things are working in your life and working on our lives, and that we're trying to get better with our japa. We're working on it and working on it. And when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, it really gives a sense of enthusiasm, because there's going to be one day that we're not like trying to like get better at our japa. It's just going to be like japa's it. Like chanting of Krishna's name is like everything. And so it's no longer like, I'm not, these things are good. These things are like really positive to gaining our relationship with japa. And then one day when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, we can understand one day it's just going to be there. It's going to be, we can't put our beads down. People may be like, Prabhu, it's time to go to service. And you'll be like, I got to chant my japa. My japa is my service. Maybe. Any other questions, comments, thoughts to end this? How'd you like that? Now you've seen it before then. Yeah. Yeah? Oh, it's a book, huh? Yeah. Yeah. The 12 benefit, that's the one I forgot. 12 benefits of better chanting. Any, I'm not sure. Where's it from? Huh? Bhakti Vinod Thakur, yeah. Should we all say the 12 benefits of better? Okay, let's do it. I will relish my chanting and hanker to chant more than 16 rounds. I will think more of Krishna while I chant and less about my body, my surroundings, and all that does not support my chanting. I will gain deeper realization of Krishna during japa and in daily life. I will experience a greater fulfillment, happiness, and detachment. My faith in Krishna consciousness will increase. My obstacles will diminish. I will feel a deeper personal connection with Krishna. I will feel an immense appreciation and gratitude for the holy names. I will feel greater determination in spiritual life. I will feel confident that I become Krishna consciousness in this life. I will develop a stronger desire to serve Krishna and a stronger desire to realize my internal relationship with him. I will grow more eager to share Krishna consciousness with others. Now let it, no. Yeah, so each day we don't just do the 10 offenses, we do these different ones. It's, it's fun. It's nice. Okay. Anything else? Any questions, comments, thoughts? Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Japa ki jai. Hari Hari Bol.